Stephanie McMahon's Evolution, Scandals, Power Moves, and Legacy. Stephanie McMahon isn't just a name in the wrestling world. She's an icon, a game changer, and a lightning rod for drama. From being thrust into WWE's most controversial storylines to her rise as a global business leader, her story is one for the ages. Today we'll take you behind the scenes of Stephanie's most jaw-dropping moments, both in the ring and beyond. Stick around, there's a lot you didn't know about the Billion-Dollar Princess. Part 1. The Billion-Dollar Princess is born. Stephanie McMahon was born on September 24, 1976 in Hartford, Connecticut. As the daughter of Vince and Linda McMahon, wrestling wasn't just a part of her life, it was her life. Growing up, Stephanie was surrounded by larger-than-life characters, iconic storylines, and the constant hum of the WWE machine. Sounds glamorous, right? Well, not exactly. Long before she stepped into the ring, Stephanie had her first WWE job modeling merchandise catalogs in the late 80s. That's right, at just 13 years old, she was already making her mark. And as she got older, Stephanie worked behind the scenes at WWE headquarters, answering phones, filing paperwork, and soaking in the business from every angle. Her parents made sure she started from the bottom, teaching her the value of hard work and dedication. No handouts, even if your dad is Vince McMahon. Growing up in the McMahon household meant two things: wrestling and discipline. Vince McMahon wasn't just her dad. He was her teacher and mentor. He believed in preparing Stephanie and her brother Shane for the challenges of running a global empire. Stephanie's journey wasn't just about family legacy, it was about personal growth. She earned her degree in communications from Boston University, a choice that would prove invaluable as she stepped into the WWE spotlight. Little did she know, Stephanie was preparing for something much bigger. But when Stephanie finally stepped into the WWE universe in 1999, it wasn't as a backstage player. It was in front of the cameras in a way nobody expected. From being kidnapped by The Undertaker to her dramatic transformation into the Billion-Dollar Princess, Stephanie's rise to WWE royalty was just beginning. Stay tuned as we explore the moment that changed everything. Part 2. A Scandalous Start, The Ministry of Darkness, 1999. Stephanie's first major storyline was unforgettable and controversial. In 1999, WWE was introduced the Ministry of Darkness, led by The Undertaker. The plot: Stephanie, the innocent daughter of Vince McMahon, was kidnapped and forced into a dark, sacrificial marriage ceremony behind the scenes. The storyline received mixed reactions. Some insiders claimed Vince was hesitant about involving Stephanie in such a dark angle. But Stephanie reportedly embraced the challenge, saying, "If I'm going to be in WWE, I might as well dive in headfirst." This storyline marked the first of many where Stephanie blurred the lines between reality and fiction. But what happened next truly shocked the WWE universe. Part 3. The Triple H Wedding Twist. In late 1999, Stephanie was set to marry her on-screen love interest, Test. Fans were ready for a feel-good moment, but WWE had other plans. Triple H revealed footage of a drive-through wedding where he had married Stephanie in Las Vegas. The twist: he claimed she had been drugged and didn't remember a thing. This angle became a turning point for Stephanie's character. According to WWE insiders, the chemistry between Triple H and Stephanie was undeniable, both on-screen and off. Their real-life relationship reportedly began developing during this time. Stephanie's subsequent betrayal of her father, siding with Triple H, was one of the most iconic heel turns in WWE history. Fans couldn't decide whether to hate her or be captivated by her boldness. Part 4. The McMahon-Helmsley faction. Everyone remembers the iconic rise of the McMahon family, but in the late 90s and early 2000s, there was a faction that would forever change the landscape of WWE. Welcome to the era of the McMahon-Helmsley faction, a dominant, power-hungry group that not only shocked the WWE universe, but redefined what it meant to control the business. Everything started in the year 2000, when Triple H, the man who had been a part of DX, transitioned from the cerebral assassin to a more calculating, ruthless figure. This change wasn't just a character shift. Triple H was about to solidify his place at the top of WWE's power structure. Enter Stephanie McMahon. The billion-dollar princess was more than just Vince's daughter. She was now the manipulative, devious, and cunning partner of Triple H, and the two would join forces to form the McMahon-Helmsley faction, a faction that would shape the next few years of WWE. The McMahon-Helmsley faction wasn't just about the power couple on the top. It was a group of superstars who were handpicked for their skills, but they weren't afraid to cross lines to get what they wanted. At the core of the faction were Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, but they also had some dangerous allies. Alongside them were some of WWE's top talents, including The Big Show and the iconic Chris Jericho. Together they became the dominant force in WWE, and for several years the faction ruled both Raw and SmackDown. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. While the McMahon-Helmsley faction controlled the company, there were constant power struggles. Vince McMahon, Stephanie's father, and The Rock would wage war against Triple H's faction, resulting in explosive confrontations and bitter rivalries. Perhaps the most memorable moments from this era were the intense battles between Triple H and The Rock, both vying for supremacy, with Stephanie McMahon right by Triple H's side fueling the fire. Throughout this period, Stephanie McMahon wasn't just a sidekick. She played an integral part in her faction's success. Whether it was managing the strategy or manipulating the system, Stephanie was just as dangerous as her husband. And let's not forget her iconic moments, like when she betrayed her father and took control of WWE alongside Triple H. Her fiery passion, combined with Triple H's cerebral style, made them one of the most formidable forces in WWE history. But with power came enemies, and soon the faction would face serious opposition. Unfortunately, as quickly as the McMahon-Helmsley faction rose to power, it began to crumble. The tension between Triple H and some of his faction members, coupled with Vince's return to power, led to the downfall of the faction. But before it all came crashing down, the McMahon-Helmsley faction's reign left a lasting impression on WWE fans. It wasn't just about the title reigns, it was about control manipulation and an unprecedented shift in power dynamics. Even after the faction's dissolution, Stephanie McMahon's legacy continued. She moved on from being just Triple H's wife and Vince's daughter to becoming one of the most influential women in the wrestling industry. Her work behind the scenes and her prominent role in WWE solidified her place as a powerful force in both business and entertainment. Part 5: Stephanie vs. Chris Jericho Verbal Fireworks. Stephanie McMahon and Chris Jericho, two of the sharpest tongues in WWE history. Their feud wasn't just about wrestling, it was about who could land the most savage verbal blows. Today we are diving into the unforgettable verbal fireworks that lit up WWE's Attitude Era and beyond. Trust us, this one's a scorcher. By the early 2000s, Stephanie McMahon had solidified herself as one of WWE's top villains. With her power, wit, and connections, she wasn't someone you messed with lightly. But Chris Jericho, Y2J wasn't afraid to push her buttons repeatedly. Jericho, the Ayatollah of rock and roller, was known for his charisma and razor-sharp promos. And when these two collided, it wasn't just sparks, it was a full-blown explosion. Yes, you heard that right. Chris Jericho didn't hold back when it came to roasting Stephanie. His infamous nickname spree left fans in stitches and Stephanie fuming. Jericho's cutting promos weren't just hilarious, they were part of a larger story of rebellion against the McMahon Empire. Every insult was a jab at Stephanie's status as WWE royalty, making their feud personal and so entertaining. But Stephanie wasn't just a punching bag. Oh no, she had some comebacks that left Jericho reeling. Whether she was mocking his inability to win the big one or questioning his intelligence, Stephanie proved she could hang with Y2J in the war of words. Ouch, that one stung. Stephanie's ability to deliver icy, calculated insults added fuel to their fiery rivalry. As their feud escalated, so did the intensity of their verbal exchanges. One week, Jericho would claim Stephanie had undergone several personality and physical enhancements, and the next, Stephanie would retaliate with digs about Jericho's ego and failures. The WWE Universe ate it up. Whether you loved or hated them, you couldn't deny the chemistry and tension between these two. Every promo felt like a must-watch moment. This wasn't just about words though. Stephanie and Jericho clashed physically too, with Stephanie frequently interfering in matches to ensure Jericho's downfall. Their rivalry became a central storyline, tying into epic matches like Triple H vs. Jericho at WrestleMania X8. At WrestleMania number 8, Stephanie's willingness to get her hands dirty made her a formidable opponent. She wasn't just Triple H's sidekick, she was a key player in Jericho's biggest moments. Behind the scenes, Jericho and Stephanie had immense respect for each other. In interviews, Jericho had credited Stephanie for her professionalism and her willingness to play along with his outrageous insults. Their real-life camaraderie made their on-screen rivalry even more compelling, proving that the best feuds come from mutual trust. The Stephanie vs. Jericho feud remains one of the most iconic rivalries in WWE history. It wasn't about championships or physical dominance. It was about two larger-than-life personalities clashing in a battle of wits. Even years later, fans still talk about the verbal fireworks these two unleashed. Their feud set the standard for how personal rivalries could elevate WWE's storytelling. Part 6: the businesswoman emerges. While Stephanie dominated on screen, her behind-the-scenes contributions were equally impressive. By the early 2000s, she became WWE's chief brand officer, spearheading campaigns that expanded WWE's global reach. Stephanie was instrumental in launching the WWE Network and promoting women's wrestling through the Women's Evolution. Her leadership brought WWE into the modern era, emphasizing inclusivity and innovation. Part 7: The Women's Evolution. In 2015, something extraordinary happened. Fans demanded better for the women of WWE, igniting the #GiveDivas-a-Chance movement. Stephanie McMahon, along with Triple H, recognized the moment as a catalyst for change. Stephanie made it clear the women of WWE deserved the spotlight. This marked the beginning of a cultural shift, with Stephanie leading the charge to transform the division from divas to bona fide superstars. One of the most pivotal moments came at WrestleMania 32, when Stephanie McMahon announced the retirement of the Divas Championship and introduced the new WWE Women's Championship. This wasn't just a title change, it was a statement. Women's wrestling was on par with the men. The women weren't just part of the show anymore, they were the show. And behind the scenes, Stephanie was championing this transformation every step of the way. In October 2018, WWE made history with Evolution, the first all-women pay-per-view event. Superstars like Ronda Rousey, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte Flair headlined the card, but the event wouldn't have been possible without Stephanie's vision and advocacy. The energy in the arena was electric. Fans cheered not just for the matches, but for what the event symbolized, a new era where women in WWE were treated as equals. Beyond the boardroom, Stephanie served as a mentor and advocate for WWE's women's division. She worked closely with talent, encouraging them to push boundaries and embrace their full potential. Her passion for female empowerment wasn't limited to WWE. Stephanie used her platform to promote equality and inclusion on a global scale, partnering with organizations to inspire young girls everywhere. The Women's Evolution has given us some of WWE's most iconic moments. Matches that headline pay-per-views, stories that captivate millions, and athletes who are now global superstars. And at the heart of it all was Stephanie McMahon's unwavering belief in the power of women. Part 8: Stephanie Today, a legacy in progress. In 2022, Stephanie McMahon stepped into a pivotal role as WWE's chairwoman and co-CEO following Vince McMahon's retirement. With her business acumen and deep connection to the WWE brand, Stephanie ushered in a new era of leadership. Her focus? Expanding WWE's global reach, driving innovation in storytelling, and maintaining the company's position as the leader in sports entertainment. Stephanie's influence extends far beyond the squared circle. She's a vocal advocate for women in leadership, diversity, and inclusion, regularly representing WWE at major events and partnering with organizations like Girl Up to inspire the next generation of female leaders. Whether she's mentoring rising stars or championing causes like equality and education, Stephanie's commitment to empowering others has become a cornerstone of her legacy. The women's evolution in WWE wasn't just a historic moment, it was a cultural shift. Today, Stephanie continues to ensure that the women's division thrives, with superstars headlining WrestleMania and breaking barriers across the globe. From Bianca Belair to Rhea Ripley, the success of WWE's women's division is a testament to the foundation Stephanie helped lay down years ago. Outside the boardroom and the ring, Stephanie is a devoted mother of three and a proud partner to WWE legend Triple H. Together, they've cultivated a family legacy that embodies the passion, perseverance, and unity of the WWE brand. Her dual role as a business leader and family matriarch showcases the balance she's achieved, a balance that inspires fans and colleagues alike. Stephanie McMahon's story is still unfolding as WWE continues to evolve. Her role in shaping the company's future will undoubtedly leave a lasting imprint. From embracing cutting-edge technology to expanding into new markets, Stephanie's vision is pushing WWE into uncharted territory. Her ability to merge tradition with innovation ensures that WWE remains at the forefront of global entertainment. From the billion-dollar princess to a pioneer of change, Stephanie McMahon's journey is one of resilience, reinvention, and relentless ambition. But as much as she's accomplished, it's clear she's just getting started.